Good morning and welcome to Teal House Farm. It's early morning this morning. Gonna get ready for the day, take you along for the ride today. Got some things going on, some organization I want to do to help declutter. My friends came over the weekend and they threw me what called like a nesting shower. So I didn't really need anything for the baby, so they wanted to do something to help. They asked how they could help, and I said, well, I really need help just like deep cleaning the kitchen and the living room because I just can't get on top of it. And so they came and they cleaned for 2 hours, and the house looks amazing. And I want to do some work on Sam in my room. The living room and the kitchen now look awesome. They've been decluttered, they've been scrubbed. But our room becomes the catch-all room for things, especially when a new baby's coming, because we just don't have anywhere to store anything in this house. There's like no closets basically, except for like the pantry, and there's one very small closet in our room for clothes. It's tiny though. And so there's just nowhere to put anything. Can't put anything in the basement because the basement is not watertight. And yeah, so we're going to see what we can do to get rid of some stuff, because right now it's just stressful walking in there because it just feels like it's claustrophobic. But it is supposed to rain today, and we didn't think about this yesterday because we weren't looking. We should have been looking ahead at the weather. But we need to pull wood in before it starts raining because we don't have our wood tarped yet. For winter, because we just haven't been to town to buy tarps, and so we're just going to pull a bunch of wood into the mudroom for the next couple of days to make sure that stays dry, so that we have wood for the next couple of days. And then we're going to get breakfast started, and the kids get up and school and get some work done, and just kind of let the day see how it goes. But let's go get that wood because it's supposed to start raining in about 30 minutes. I know it's dark, but there's a stack right there, and if you can hear it, just started raining. So I mean, just in time. That's all bigger pieces. Totally forgot. One of our viewers, Dan, had sent that to me 2 years ago to help move wood. When you don't move wood in all summer, you forget what you got. So we will definitely use that next time, because that would have been much more efficient. And then inside, we have our small pieces and kindling sticks that can be broken down, so we should be good to go. So we should be good to go for a couple days. It is not cold enough yet to run the stove all day. It's not even on right now. We ran it for second half of the day yesterday into the evening, and I would still say it's a solid 75 in the house, so we're not going to start it up right now. Maybe later. But it is going to get chilly tonight, so I know we're going to want to do this kind of the same thing today, where we'll start it second half of the day, run it for a few hours, warm the house back up. Kind of in that weird point of time where it really does need to run for at least a few hours, but you don't want it running all day, because one, you're going to waste your wood pile. Two, it's going to make it super hot in the house. The kids have been asking for big breakfast. Usually what happens is 4 to 5 days a week I make oatmeal or cereal or just toast and fruit, like really easy breakfasts and cheap breakfasts. And then the other 2 days I make a larger breakfast, which is like eggs or pancakes, something like that. But I just don't have the energy for pancakes, so I'm going to make them. I got in these Jiffy muffins because they're super easy. I got some bacon on sale a while ago. Bacon is super expensive right now. It's just not something we usually buy. And when we get a whole hog every year, it's like the first thing that goes, because who doesn't love bacon? But it was on sale. It was like $3 a pound at Aldi, which is a really good deal. So I bought a bunch and froze it. So I'll do half a pack of bacon. I slice the slices in half, so everyone feels like they get multiple pieces of bacon, even though they're half-size pieces. A little bit of a brain trick, but little kids look more at the number on the plate, not the size of the stuff on the plate. And they're not going to eat huge pieces of bacon anyway, because they got little tummies. I do have a homemade muffin mix back there, but you see the jar is empty. I need to refill it, and also don't have the energy for that right now. So Jiffy muffins it is. So we're going to do Jiffy muffins and some bacon, and I'll probably scramble some eggs. Our chickens are still laying, just kind of awkwardly, so we don't eat eggs as often as we do in the summer. We do still find them, and I know where they're laying them now secretly, so I can get them before the dog finds them. So that's pretty good. So let's make up some muffins. Mikey and Ivy decided they were going to try to curl their hair with no heat last night.
It took us 30 minutes to get this in, and it was so hot.
We're going to see if it worked. You might have to help each other.
I have zero idea how to use
I don't think it's as curly as you're going to want it to be, but it is a little bit curly.
Not as curly as theirs was. Theirs was like...
Was you wrestling somebody?
It's wavy. I won't say it's like boingy curly, but it's wavy.
Theirs was like real. I think maybe it depends on the kind of hair you have.
Maybe.
It looked like the same kind of hair I have, but it wasn't, I guess, the same.
Turn around, Ivy.
Mine looks like way better than mine.
Yeah, I think we have to do smaller bunches because your hair is so thick. Like you have to have 4 or something like that.
I can do that. Mine's definitely.
Hey, you ready for some breakfast? Let's do it. Are you just here for the bacon, JJ? What? You're here for the bacon? Are you ready? Annie goes to the public school for 4 hours a week for her IEP services. Missouri allows homeschoolers to receive IEP services through the public school. So she gets PT, OT, speech, and some reading support. This is our second year doing this. It's been a great match, and it takes a lot of the pressure off of us of always needing to bring her to private therapies, which are hard to find when you live rurally. We're going to do our after breakfast chores. All the kids have a chore they need to do. The little ones are supposed to do the dishes, though it seems to be more in a lesson in getting along than actually washing.
Do it the right way! Mommy, not doing it the right way!
Sounds like we need to work together.
It's not working together.
Once those are done, we get some toys out for Pat so he can have something to do while I get the big girls started on school. Today we opened up a bucket of wood trains and train tracks. That'll keep him busy for a little bit. He loves things that go zoom. We get the big girls started first so that they can do some independent work, and then I can work with JJ on a little bit of her school. Today, the big girls are going to do a science project. We're making pH testing strips for chemistry, so we make some red cabbage juice. And we're going to dye some coffee filters with the juice. And once they dry, they actually work like a pH testing strip, and we're going to test things in the kitchen to see what things are acids and what things are bases. While we're waiting for those coffee filters to dry, we finish up our other school. And the kids also about eat their weight in pistachios, so they owe me a whole bunch of money because those pistachios were supposed to be for Daddy and they were expensive, but they're yummy. We also are working on a Native American craft this week. Last week we learned about the Mayflower and did some Mayflower activities. This week we're making a Wampanoag village. So they're making some wigwams, and we'll be adding something to the village each day this week. And while we were doing that, my dryer made this horrible sound, so Sam came in to the rescue here and took it apart and is working with the littles to try to figure out what on earth is going on. It's about lunchtime, so we're going to clear it up. The big girls aren't quite done with school yet, but they're getting close, but we need to put stuff away so it doesn't get damaged while we're making lunch. And we usually wait to have lunch until Annie gets home so we can all have lunch at the same time. And Sam thinks he's finished on the dryer, so we're going to give it a test here, and fingers crossed that he figured out the problem.
What are you doing?
Put my hand on the fruit. I'm going to see if that...
Roll me that too. I'm gonna press the button.
Hey, you press the button.
Open it.
Alright, open the door.
Yay! Thank you. Okay, it's lunchtime. School's pretty much done. I have a couple things I need to do with Annie when she gets back from her school, and the big girls need to finish their science experiment. But the filters are just about dry now, so we'll do that after lunch. But today for lunch, we're just having ham and cheese sandwiches and some chips. You got a dolphin? and probably some cutie oranges. I got a lot of those for the kids. I made a big batch of broccoli cheese soup a while back and froze it, and so I'm just defrosting one of those. Sam and I will have that for dinner. Looks kind of weird right now, but it'll be fine once it's defrosted all the way. So we got that on the stove. Doing the wigwam thing. There you go. That looks good, Mikey. It's supposed to be brown because it's supposed to be like birch, or it's supposed to be bark and hide. And I bought a multicolor pack of construction paper, and apparently that doesn't include brown anymore. So our wigwams are yellow and orange. We'll add a canoe and some people later this week. We're going to build it through the week. So
Ivy's are gonna have frostbite.
Ivy's wigwam is a little bit, it's airy, it's a little breezy inside. It's a summer wigwam, apparently. So we'll go ahead and get all this lunch on the table. Annie should be home from school in about 5 minutes. So we'll go get her off the bus. And then they usually watch a movie with lunch so that I have a chance to kind of reset everything for the second half of the day. So yeah, let's get that done. Bus is here to drop Annie off. She's always super excited to come home, and the first thing she asks is what is for lunch, because she is hungry after working so hard all morning at school. I already have her plate set out, and the little ones have already started eating, so it's all ready to go when she gets inside. It looks like today she had a lot of OT today, so they practiced some cutting and some letter writing and things like that. And everybody's going to watch Lady and the Tramp and eat some sandwiches while I reset for the second half of the day. The filters dried, and so during the second half of quiet time, the big girls worked on their science project. The idea is if the liquid turns red, it's an acid, and if it's blue or purpley green, it's a base. Okay, school is done. Everybody's had a nap. The kids, I told them to go find something to do. They're making a circus apparently, so it's probably gonna be a little bit loud. But I'm finally gonna get around to what I wanted to work on. Hi, Chip. Yeah. Like I said, our room is kind of a catch-all for everything that doesn't have another place to go. And yesterday, Micah and I worked on setting up some of the stuff that we need for the new baby, which is basically just the bassinet. So we had to squeeze that in here too. And now there's just like no room. Some of the stuff I can't do anything about. Like I have to have the dog bed in here. It's the only place in the house where it can really go. But I am going to try to create some free under the bed storage to hopefully get rid of one shelf in our room, which I think will make the room feel like it has maybe a little bit more room. This drawer goes, it actually is the drawer that goes underneath a crib, but the crib that I went with was broken, so we got rid of the crib, but I saved the drawer. Hey, out of my drawer. And the drawer conveniently fits directly under our bed. So I am going to put things like shoes in here. I want to get rid of this shelf because it's really squished here between the bassinet, and this is Sam's workstation because he does still have to do some work from home hours and things like that. It's also where I edit videos. It's the only place in the house that we can fit a desk is in our room, so I figure if I can clean this area up and get it gone, we won't feel so claustrophobic. All right, let's get these shoes moved. We actually don't have very many shoes. I used to love shoes and had so many shoes and have way downsized over the years. So I think I got 6 pairs there. That's all I need. Got a couple pairs of boots, got a pair of slip-ons, got a pair of heels. That's pretty good. Obviously I have my mud boots, but those are outside. Sam's got a couple shoes that are real damaged, so we threw those away. And let's see if it fits. Perfect. Out of the way, out of sight. We have a few things left on the shelf. One of my rules of thumb of housekeeping is that when you have shelving, it always becomes a catch-all for things you don't want to deal with. So the less open, empty shelving space, tables, things like that you have, the more minimalist your approach is, the fewer spaces there are to plop things to deal with later, so you have to deal with them then, and you don't get all this clutter. Most of this is just paperwork trash that just needs to be thrown away. I am gonna disassemble this shelf. I got this off of Amazon. It's actually got 5 more compartment sides to it. It's really big, but you can just put together as many as you need. So I'm just going to pull it apart and I'm going to store it for later, because you just never know if you might need something like this later. I'll keep the little nuts that hold it together in a bag, and I'll put the little square metal pieces, I'll just stack them in the kids' room. They have a shelf that's way up high that they can't reach. That's my only like random storage shelf. It's got extra clothes, it keeps their winter coats when it's not winter, and I'm going to put these shelves up there too. We'll give it a good sweep, and it looks pretty good. Still need to take out the trash, but it looks less claustrophobic, so it's a step in the right direction. Okay, well, we got the project we wanted to do today done. That's great. It's 5 o'clock, about time for dinner, so I have chicken legs in the crock pot with like a sticky honey sauce on them. I baked a spaghetti squash. I'm gonna shred this with salt, pepper, and butter. Got salad, and then we're just gonna do bread and butter, and that should be plenty. So I think we're good. That was it was a busy day, but it was good, it was productive. We got everything done. We did a lot of school today. I made the mistake of having both that art project and a big science project on the same day. It took us like 4 hours, 4.5 hours for Micah. It's 4 hours for Ivy, 4.5 hours for Micah. Usually school is 2.5 to 3, so they get bonus points, but they were fun projects though, so I don't feel like it felt to them like school was super long, because they were really excited about doing those. So, but usually school does not take quite that much time during the day, so I got some extra hours in. So thanks so much for watching, guys. We got some more prep to do for the new baby. Be working on that soon, and some more canning to do, believe it or not, because hey, if you still got space on them shelves, you might as well put something there. We'll see you guys all next time.